Indeed. We have the IOCCC prize in Z3, but I'm going to call it Z3.
And because my ABCs were taught to me by a Kiwi, not the fruit, but the person living in New Zealand, I learned it as Z as well. So I have to remember sometimes, and not talking in my current country, to say Z because people say Z. What's that? Yeah, it's called zebra for a reason, or New Zealand, isn't that right? I think that's
I think it's about time that we educate everybody on who won the prize.
Yes.
Let's find out.
And the IOCCC prize in Z3 goes to Christopher Mills from the United States.
Well done, Christopher. Christopher has a long streak of wins throughout the contest, and this is certainly a fine addition to his set of stuff. I think is his 8th win on the contest overall. And let's see how you compile it. By the way, I'll mention Z3. The Z is the mathematical thing talking about essentially the non-negative integers, but it's subscript 3, not in free space, but the 3rd iteration of the Z. And you might say, well, what is this? What's going on? Because obviously this is an obfuscated prize thing, and let's see how you actually compile Christopher's code. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to do the switch. And David, I think you're going to have to give me some assistance while I reload.
Oh, okay. Well, we can definitely do that. Very easy.
So here's a case. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. So you'll see that it's basically a pretty straightforward compile, especially into pedantic mode. Ignore the LD warning notice there. And if you look at the code, it's self-documenting. It says this is obviously Z3. It's pretty straightforward what it does. I will point out down here there's some fun little curlies there. It's also interesting. It has this extra space over here too. One might wonder, that gives you some clues as to some fun things going on with this piece of source code. But anyway, it documents. There is, so obviously it's obvious what it's doing, isn't it?
Yes, it's drawing a picture of a Z and a 3.
Yes. So what we have is this array of all these weird characters, and then we have this interesting macro L that's got all those curlies in it. Furthermore, we have, but it further continues down with some of these other weird macros down here. That we have a main program, which has some nice little curlies at the end of it too. It's kind of fun looking stuff. So when you format this code, you're left with perhaps even less information than when you started. But when you run this program and give it a thing, we give you a selection, and you can select one of 9 Infocom games. This particular one is the mini Zork, and the movie where I was remembering, oh, it's Zork. Okay, you have to open the mailbox, and there's a leaflet you got to read. But a mini Zork is just a leaflet. You don't really care about the leaflet, and remember you have to go north to find a tree and go up the tree, which you're able to do. Climb the tree, and there's a bird's nest with an egg. And you take the egg, you try to open it, but you fail to open it, but it's important to try later on. And then you go back down, you go into the north of the house, you open up the window and get inside. You find, when you're inside and look around, entering the house, you find some useful stuff like the water in a sack. It's important to open the sack to get the the garlic and some lunch because those are important. And then you take the rest of the stuff. You can then go into the next room, as I recall. I mean, yeah, there's the inventory. You see those good things. You go into the next room where there's a trophy case, and particularly important to get the lamp and a sword. There's a rug as you move over there and open the trapdoor. Now it's darkness down there, so you have to turn on the lamp because you don't want to get eaten by a grue. And you go down in there, and there you are. So you can, on this thing, you can save the state and then quit. And then you can, and you say, yes, I want to quit. You can restart the program, and it will do that. And you can restore this to your save file. And there it is. And then you can, you see, for example, if you have the inventory, you have all your stuff there. So it's a clean restore. Now, any Infocom game that's version 3 compatible can be run. We supply, he's going to supply a number of sort of public available games. There's a number of other games there that the link will give you the Infocom sort of wiki where you can pick up many other games there. The Z3 system was a very early microprocessor thing. So here's an example of these winning various games that we supply with it. And they're fun games to try. The Z3 format was a very early PC-based virtual machine. It had sort of 64K paging space to handle PCs that had very limited amount of memory. And you can write code in this Z3 machine and run it. And what you saw in the case of the Mini Zork was an example of a Z3 version 3 program. Again, you can download lots of other stuff. There are free and paid games that you can run, and it's a faithful emulator of the Z3 format. Particularly impressive, given it has to have a number of characteristics to manage this sort of virtual machine there.
And I mean, just so people can recall, all that engine is in that. It's very impressive.
Yeah, that's the engine, and then that it reads the file that you supply as an argument, and runs it there. It's an interesting implementation with a lot of magic going on. More than meets the eye. So well done, Christopher. Really impressive piece of code.
It's great.
And
Z3.
it's that small, right? There are emulators out there, but I doubt you're going to find one this small and this faithful of the version 3 rendering. Thanks for watching. And before you go, please like and subscribe and check out the social media links in the description below. And if you like, you can support us on Patreon to help us bring you new content so you may enjoy our favorite universe even more.